nice. Can you point me the way to the library? Um, I'm a Georgia Tech fan, and I'm new in town, but I hear that they're playing the Bulldogs on Saturday. I don't really know. I don't really know that much about football or anything like that, but I like Paul Johnson. I think he's kind of hot. Hey guys. All right. Georgia Tech, Georgia Week. I decided to have a little fun with it. Um, what can I say? I'm not going to blow smoke up your butt, come on here and say we're definitely going to win and whatever. I'm not going to do that. Not this time, anyway. Okay, first, Georgia Tech has a good team. Okay, sure. I mean, they're playing some good ball, but let's remember something. 3 letters. ACC. You got to take that into account. We have to remember that. Now, am I saying, yeah, we're going to go over there and win, whatever? Do I hope that happens? Sure. But Big Dog said in his video, and said it best, that we are capable of doing that. So that to me, I'm going to take that. So I think, if we have AJ Green back, and everybody else is playing, up to their potential and their talent, then we can win this game. Am I going to say, yeah, definitely we are, and, am I going to, put money on it? No. But can we? Are we capable? Sure. I think we are. And, I'm going to be watching it with that attitude, and, everybody's just got to come out playing with nothing at all to lose, because they really don't. We just don't want to be 6-6 for sure. But I think it's going to be a good game. Everybody, of course, is predicting Georgia Tech to win. That's fine. But to me, you can't compare those two conferences. And if they were in the SEC, they wouldn't be doing half as good, in my opinion, as they're doing now. But another thing I wanted to talk about along those lines was there is a local DJ or whatever, sports talk guy named Walt Deptula who, had asked the question, I guess last year, and now he's asking it again, or before the season started, would you trade Mark Richt for, Paul Johnson? And everybody's like, no way, no way. And now he's saying, like, everybody's going to be like, yeah, whatever. But there's no way I would trade him. I think there does need to be some changes made. I don't personally think it starts with Mark Richt. That's just me personally. Now down the line, if it came to that, okay, fine. But I think there are other coaches underneath him. I'm not going to start mentioning names, all that we all know, that need to go, and there need to be a national search to find somebody who's proven and who can take our team back to the next level. But yeah, I still wouldn't, and I don't call into the show or whatever, but and that's what I would tell him, that I still wouldn't. I mean, trade Mark Richt. Yeah, down the line, maybe, who knows what's going to happen, but I don't think that's the main problem. I don't think that is. Also, I was listening to the next show that came on after Walt Deptula, and it's a show out of Charlotte, and the guy was saying, basically look at the records, because you look at like Jim Don and Ray Goff, that era. I mean, you can't compare that to what Mark Richt has done. And I just thought that was interesting. Somebody basically, on the outside, I guess. Of course, he said he was a Mark Richt fan, but who's looking in and saying, okay, I guess he really has no stakes in it, but still will say, look at his era compared to this. He has one bad year, you can't just say get rid of him. And I agree. Of course, I know there needs to be some changes made, and I'm all for it. But I don't think that is the answer. You may disagree, but that's just my opinion and my observation. So yeah, but I just think it's time that we believe once again and just hunker down and beat the nerds. Later.